If there's one thing I've learned in all my years of approaching is that until you've got a girl stopped and planted, there is no potential for a connection or attraction. Now, let's talk about the first 10 to 15 seconds of an interaction, right? This is your first impression. This is her being able to see you for the first time, hear you for the first time. And these things matter so much to how she's going to respond to you. So let's talk about the more common things that guys do when they approach that lead to a girl wanting to reject them. And a lot of that is when they walk up, they're tight in their body, especially down the front of their body, meaning that their heart is not open, their self-esteem, their solar plexus is not open, they're not in their turn on, they're not feeling their feet, they're tight in the throat. So basically all that energy that they have is either being locked up or it's coming up into the upper body. So when they walk up to a girl to say something like, "Hey, I just saw you over there. I wanted to come meet you," it's coming from a place of, "Hey, I just saw you over there. I just want to come meet you and say hi," versus being dropped in and saying something like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I just saw you right now, and you are super sexy." And notice how much feeling that has over the first one. Now, the first 15 seconds is your window to shine. It's your window to get a girl to stop, look at you, and then surrender that thin guard that she has, that stranger danger guard, that guard that's like, who is this guy and what does he want? Now, if you do this effectively, a girl will just drop in with you right away like that. But if you do this ineffectively, it'll end in a rejection. So how do we do it in a way, or how do we consistently do it in a way where women want to engage with us in a connected way? Well, there's two pieces to this. One of them is that there's a fear of rejection that has to be dealt with, and the other one is there's attachment to outcome. Now, I'm going to start with the fear of rejection. Now, when we as men see a woman that we want to go approach, we get in our head immediately. We start to think about how it's not going to go well, kind of like a negative bias towards ourselves. We're going to get rejected. So once we have this idea, this image in our head about getting rejected, what ends up happening is that we start to build up a thin layer of defense. And when you have two people who have a defense going on and they're trying to engage with each other, it's not going to mesh well. They're going to bounce off each other and then boom, they're not going to connect. So on your end as the man, it's very important that you let go of that thin layer of defense, that guard that you have that's going to push women away. And the way that we do this is we take this idea of rejection and then we get used to it. We get used to it. We stop fighting it. We stop trying to push it away. We stop trying to do things to avoid it, to get a different result. We have to make peace with rejection. We also have to realize that they're women. Women don't feel as safe as men do in the world on average. So naturally, they will have a guard up. You have to respect that. It's just nature. And the minute we can learn to respect that, when you think about going to approach this girl, and you're like, okay, I may get rejected. But there's a party that's like, okay, but that's okay. That's actually okay. It's actually not a problem that I get rejected. Actually, in fact, if I get rejected, can I just enjoy it anyway? And just enjoy the girl and not close off on her? When you start to do that, the thought of going to do an approach, now that the fear of rejection is no longer there, that thin layer of defense starts to melt away. What ends up happening is, as you walk over there, instead of you being tight in the body, tense, closing off your heart because of a fear of rejection and how bad it's going to hurt, you start to walk over there with your heart wide open, your throat's wide open, so your voice naturally gets deeper. You start to feel down lower in your body, maybe your stomach, maybe your turn on. All these centers of your body start to be really open. So when you go over there and talk to her and you say something like, "Hey, excuse me, I'm sorry, I literally just saw you walk past and goddamn, that's fucking sexy." When you say things like that, they have a greater effect because you're not closing up and tightening off. Now, the next thing is this: the attachment to outcome, meaning that you want it to go a certain way, right? And if it doesn't go that certain way, it means something about you. Like if you get over there, she doesn't like you, and the interaction doesn't go well, you're gonna be pretty pissed off. You're gonna be pretty sad. You're gonna be pretty affected by that, right? And when you have this notion that it needs to go a certain way, the same thing is going to happen to you that would happen to you if you had a fear of rejection. In your body, you're going to be tightening up in the heart. You're going to be closing off the throat. There's not going to be much feeling coming off of you. You're probably going to be up in your body when you're talking. Your voice is not going to be deep and solid like a natural would. And so what's going to happen? You're literally going to get yourself rejected because you're showing up small, tense, tight in your head. That's what's going to happen. How do you get over the attachment to the outcome? And the truth is this: you've got to be okay with letting it go. 100%. You've got to be okay with it not going well. You've got to be okay with this girl having a boyfriend. You have to be okay with this girl not being interested for whatever reason she's not interested. And ultimately, you have to be okay with it also going well. Like, that sounds silly as hell, but it's the truth. Sometimes we get very nervous about it actually going well. What if I went over there and talked to her and she liked me a lot and I got her number and now we got to go on a date? Or what if she started to like me and I just dropped the ball? Like, I don't know what to do with it after I get the idea that she likes me. Where do I take it now that she likes me? What do I do? And now that she likes me, I have this fear of messing it up. What if I say the wrong thing? Or what if I don't say the right thing? Right? And then all of a sudden, all this nervousness and fear starts to come up and you start to get tense, tight, and pull back again. So for you to truly relax into your body and be open and be free and be that masculine, solid, grounded guy that's already in you, you've got to let go of the attachment of outcome and just let the chips fall where they may. Sure, you do the things that you need to do in order to create the attraction naturally, but you have to be okay with whatever decision she decides to make. And the minute that you do that and you're totally unattached to the outcome, you walk over there free, wide open, energy just vibrating off of you. And she's feeling that, and she's digging you because there's something about your energy that's very attractive. Okay? Get these two things down. These two things are super essential. And if you need more help with these things, we're going to be talking about this stuff a lot in my 30-day program. I could give you more info about that if you hit the link in the description. It's going to be a 30-day program where we just hold you completely accountable to approaching and getting you really solid in their area, forming attractive habits. So anyways, guys, take this stuff and go out there and put it to use. I guarantee it will have a great effect on the women that you approach. Drop comments when you go out and do this stuff. How are the women responding to you after you've changed this? Are they getting more engaged with you? Are they turning around, locking in with you? Do they want to talk to you more? Are you getting rejected less? Let us know. Anyways, guys, I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Have you ever wished that you could do one-on-one model work and get the feedback from actual attractive women on how they perceive you and how you're being when you interact with them? Now, a lot of times guys are pushing women away and they don't even realize that they're pushing women away, especially when they're out approaching and they wonder why they're getting rejected so much. So in my 30-day program, 30 Days to Approaching Freedom, we do one-on-one model work 1 day a week. So that's 4 different calls of model work on Fridays. And we also do Monday calls where we do lessons to help you guys get over where you're stuck in your approaching. Maybe you're not being direct enough. Maybe you have troubles owning your sexuality and who you are as a masculine man, and you have trouble leading. We do everything in this program to get you over the humps that you're stuck at. It's 30 days of solid accountability, 4 weeks to watch you grow and to give you feedback on what you're doing. You also have a WhatsApp group we put you in with 9 other guys, so that you have a brotherhood of like-minded individuals all headed towards similar goals. So if you feel like this is something that'll benefit you and help your approaching game go to the next level, hit the link in the description and let's chat. This program has a 10-student max and we got 6 seats left. So if you want to get modeling and accountability, program starts November 13th, runs through December 12th. If you want to take your approaching game to the next level, go ahead and hit the link in the description. Let's hop on the phone and chat about where we can take you with it. Anyways, love you guys. See you in the next video. Peace.